This is your one and only FireSpark81 with your daily dose of video goodness. We are here today taking a look at Starbound. This is a game that just recently came out of early access. It has been around for a while, but it has also been through a lot of changes. And now that it is actually released fully, I wanted to do a quick tips video to help people out who are new to the game or people who have come back to the game and aren't quite sure what to do. So let's get to it. Alright, so first of all, let's get the elephant out of the room. Yes, I am wearing a bear hat as my vanity item because I think it's absolutely hilarious that I look so awkward and I'm running around the universe killing all the things. So yes, that's why I look like this. Anyway, so let's go down to our starter planet. Alright, so when you're starting off, the first thing you're gonna want to do to get into crafting all the stuff is to build this table here. You'll do that by hitting C on your keyboard, and that table is called the Inventor's Table. It's going to cost you 12 timber and 4 wood. The timber is made here. It is made from the logs. You just knock down a couple of trees and convert some of that into timber, and bam, there you go. You have this table. This table basically is your crafting table to create crafting tables. Next up, this is your starter planet. It'll probably be different for you. As far as I know, they're randomly generated, but they will all have this gate somewhere on them. All you have to do to find this gate is pick a direction and walk in it, left or right. It does not matter because your planets are circular. So if I continuously walk this way, I will eventually end up back around on this side, which is a really cool feature because if any of you have played Terraria or other games similar to this, like you just walk back and forth on your planet and you eventually hit a dead end and they're flat. I think it's really cool that they made these planets round. It's a pretty neat feature. But anyway, so what you're going to do is you're going to activate this table, and if I click on mine, it's already activated, so it just says question, and gives me the option to teleport. Yours will say, if you have not activated it yet, that you need 20 core fragments. Those can be found all over this planet, sometimes on top, sometimes in mines, and also if you dig down really freaking deep, you will find them. They glow red and they are near the center of the planet. So what happens once you've done this? This is how you progress the storyline. So it's going to allow you to teleport to a secret-ish location, I guess you could call it. It's the outpost. So we're going to teleport there now. Once you're here, there are little shops and all kinds of stuff like that all around. And what you're going to do is continuously run to the right, and you will run into this old lady in a wheelchair, and she will give you your first quest. So you're just gonna keep running, and that other spot that you saw, it says teleport to the arc, that brings you here. I just wanted to teleport to the other one so I could show you guys the little outpost base. So you're just gonna keep running to the right and run past all this stuff. I know it's a long run, it's kind of annoying, but it's whatever. And then you're gonna find this lady. You're gonna talk to this lady and she'll give you your first quest, and that'll get you going in the game. This button over here is your beam up button that teleports you to your ship. If you notice, anytime I go inside or underground, that button X's out and I cannot teleport. There is a trick to this. Basically, you just get rid of the background. Left click removes blocks that are in front or in the foreground. And you can see there, that was my left click. Right click will remove blocks that are in the background. And if you notice, I have the X where the background is going. I can beam up. So if you're stuck underground, you can use that trick. See, can beam up to beam up out of ground. However, after you get to a certain depth, that option is no longer available. And if you notice, I have it right now, but as soon as the background changes to the like stalactites and stuff, I no longer have that option. Once you get to this level here, and you can hear like there's a background noise that's kind of like that low cavernous noise. I'll be quiet a second so you can hear it. You can see the difference in that background noise there. Once you hear that noise, that's also an indicator that you can no longer use that teleport trick. Okay, so that's enough on the underground teleport trick. Let's talk about your ship and moving around and fuel. This little panel right here is your fuel panel. If you hit E to activate it, you can see that I have almost full fuel. You just place your items in these your fuel items in these little slots. So how can you get fuel items? Well, there's two ways. First of all, you can go to a moon and you can mine it. And there is a ghost there that will attack you once you start mining it. It just gets near you and drains your health. The closer it gets to you, the more health that it drains. There is also a shop, and I will show you the shop real quick. It's here on the outpost, and if you just run to the left, this right here, it's going to cost you 5 of these little pixels, and this is the fuel for your ship. So you can always buy fuel at the outpost, and no matter where you're at, you can always teleport to the outpost. So if you're ever in a situation where you need fuel, you can just teleport there and get your fuel that way. Let's go down to this moon. So before you go to a moon, you're going to need the breathing EPP. This is what allows you to breathe on the moon's surface. It will also allow you to breathe underwater, and as far as I know, pretty much in any other conditions. It's your environmental protection unit. You're going to create that by creating an anvil. You go over to your anvil, and it is this last tab here on the right, and it's going to cost you 6 tungsten, 10 glass, and 1 living root. You get the living root by killing stuff, the glass from putting sand in the furnace, which is here. I have the second version of it. And the tungsten you're just going to find underground, and I'll show you how to find that here in a minute. Okay, so real quick, how to find the ore. If you set in your pilot seat, it tells you which planet you're going to and traveling to. If you highlight the planet, it tells you the geological analysis, and then you can highlight over it to see each of the ores that are on that planet. Okay, let's head down to the moon. So I have a little setup here. The only way to kill these ghosts that come out once you start mining this crystal is with lava. Luckily, they're not super fast, and they're kind of easy to manipulate. So let's mine some of this crystal. This purple stuff here is your fuel. And then your AI is going to come up and be like, oh no, you're about to be attacked. Stuff's going to kill you. And you're like, okay, that's all good. I got my awesome bear headgear on. Bring it. What I do when I'm on the moon, and as far as I can tell, pretty much every moon has this, or has the fuel on it. What I do is I just pick a direction, run and mine, and run and mine in that direction continuously without stopping, and it works well because as far as I can tell, there's only ever one ghost and it will follow you super slow. So as long as you just keep moving, you're fine. And I'll show you that technique here in a second, but first of all, I'm going to show you how to kill this thing if you want to. You just place a little lava in a pool like that, and you want to get him to come, and you can see that he's draining from me, and the closer he gets, the more health drains. But as he goes through the lava, he starts taking damage, and then it dies. That's the only way to kill them. None of your weapons will affect it at all. Okay, so here's how I mine. I just keep running, and in this case we're running to the left, and I'll just keep moving. And you just find the little deposits that you can see. I never go deep underground because I feel like that's how you end up getting trapped and dying. And if you just keep moving, you shouldn't run into the ghost. If you do, it doesn't really matter because you can easily get away from him. And I'll just go across the top of the surface like this and mine for fuel. Okay, so that's enough on the ghost and the fuel. Now let's talk a little bit about upgrading your character. So in order to do that, we're going to have to go back to the outpost. Here at the outpost, there is a guy here that sells tech, or says tech and all this stuff. He's your guy who's going to give you your first quests to enable your tech. And if we go over here to this machine, it shows you what tech you have available. He will give you dash, pulse jump, and then the distortion sphere. And all you have to do is bring him some ingots. I think it's copper, iron, gold, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, but basically you bring him some metal ingots. He's like, hey, I need some help. Try to do this little mini quest for me. And you just go through this little obstacle course, basically teaching you how to use your abilities, and then you get to keep the ability permanently. After that, you require tech cards to unlock the other abilities, and they can be found on planet surfaces and inside people's homes, which I like to rob frequently, and all over the place on planets, just pretty much anywhere in chests and all that good stuff, dungeons. And those will allow you to unlock any of these other abilities. You do not have to unlock them in order. I unlocked the spike sphere. It was at the bottom, so you just click on whichever one you want to unlock, have the tech cards in your inventory. This enable button will highlight, and you just hit the enable button and you unlock it. Once you want to use it, you just click on it and then exit out of the little interface there, and then you have it available. You can see I have my spike spear, which allows me to stick to walls, available. I will show you how to upgrade your matter manipulator, which is your main tool used for digging. You can find pickaxes, but they break relatively quickly, so I don't even really worry about them. I just stick to using my matter manipulator. So we'll get in this here. Here are your tech cards. These are the items that you use to upgrade the abilities we just talked about. Here are the manipulator modules. These are what you will use to upgrade your matter manipulator. It works the same way. You just want to have them in your inventory. You're going to click this little button over here that says upgrade, and then you click the ability that you want to get on your matter manipulator, and as you see here, this button highlights yellow, and then you just click it and it unlocks the ability. I'm not going to unlock anything because I'm hoarding those at the moment. Okay, next we're going to talk about setting I guess you could call them waypoints, or there's differences between what you bookmark here or set here compared to what you set when you're in the captain's chair. It has bookmarks. These allow you to bookmark planet systems, and that just takes you back to the planet or system itself. These teleporter bookmarks are completely different. Once you have them set, you can teleport to them at any time. As you see here, I have the starter planet, but if we take a look here, I'm in nowhere near the starter planet location. Starter planet location is somewhere over here. I think this one, and I traveled out here. This is also your star map. You can see it's pretty vast. I'm not 100% sure if it's infinite, but it's pretty darn big. Anyway, got a little off topic there. In order to get your waypoints here, you use flags. So you can see I have one for my home, I have one saved for the starting one, I have one saved for this cool dungeon that had a little gnome city underneath of it, and then there are the outpost ones. You can edit them by clicking the pencil. You can change the name or delete them. I wouldn't screw with the outpost ones at all because you need those. You can change the name, but be careful you don't hit delete. I don't know if you can delete them, but I'm not testing it. So just don't do it. Just leave them be. They're fine. You can organize them by changing their name slightly. They're in alphabetical order. So I wanted this one to always be at the top since that's my home base that I have set up. So all I did was I went in, I hit the edit, I went in, put a 1 in front of it, and now it is always at the top because I have a 1. These I'm not too worried about. I don't really need them all the time. So all I did was slap a Z in front of them, and that pushes them to the bottom. So remember that when you're naming your stuff, it is in alphabetical order, and that's how you can organize your stuff easily that way. So we're going to go here to our home world, and I will show you the flags and how to create them. So you can see here's the flag. If I hit the highlight it and hit E to edit it, that's how you set it as a bookmark. The first time you do this, your computer will tell you all this. It's like, hey, I can save this for you. You can teleport anywhere in the universe, blah, blah, blah. To create it, you're going to hit C to bring up your crafting menu, and your flag is right there, but you cannot craft it without woven fabric, and you can get that using your spindle here. You get the spindle by making it inside your first table that I told you that you had to make other crafting tables. So here it is. Here's the woven fabric. You're just going to need 4 plant fiber per each one, and you're going to need, what was it, 20 of them. And then you can place a flag anywhere. I don't know if there's a limit to these. It doesn't appear there is. It appears you can have as many of them as you want slapped all over the universe if you want to. So those are the 2 ways you can bookmark and save locations. You can save the actual systems in your ship's navigation, and you can save individual locations to teleport to using flags. Alright, well, that's going to call it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tips video that I did. If you did, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you're playing this game and how you like it. If you didn't, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you'd like to see different. If you're shy and you don't like to leave comments, just tap that thumbs up button and show your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.